Welcome to episode 2 of Bad Takes. I am joined by two of the most prominent members of the Sonic fan club, Johnny T-Man and KG, the Voyager.
KG Nation, we move, we fucking represent. You know what it is. We know what we here. We out here. We make big fucking moves. We move out here. We ball. We ball. That's what we do. I don't know how to fucking verbally speak the skiing emoji, but like imagine that coming out of my fucking mouth. It's like fucking audio waves and shit. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
Exactly.
And I don't know. Johnny, you want to introduce yourself?
TK and my G.
I'm Johnny T-Man. I post on Twitter.
That's it?
I buy a lot of really cheap Blu-rays, so people associate
$5 money.
$5 people tend to associate, at least like people in my circle will associate me with buying things for incredibly cheap. Like people will just, like not even with Blu-rays, people will just say, pull the Johnny T-Man and got this for a few money. And it's like, so that's pretty fun. That's my legacy. When I die, people will be like, hey, that guy was a cheap ass. He knew where to get the good deals.
You'll be put in a museum for buying Blu-rays for like $2.
Sometimes for $1. Sometimes, dude, I got paid to take the New Mutants a few days ago. My friend came over to my house, and this motherfucker gave me the New Mutants and 4 quarters. He fucking paid me to take it.
He paid you to take a movie?
He paid me to take the New Mutants, and then a few days later, we went to the Blu-ray store, and I fucking went around and sold it. That's like 100. That's like more than profit. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
I got paid to take it, and then got paid even more selling it.
That's way more than it's worth.
You lose profit just by watching the New Mutants, I think.
Well, I didn't watch it, so
good.
Well, I did watch it 2 years ago, so it kind of cancels out at this point.
I've never seen this movie, bro. A lot of the movies that like come up with Twitter ends up talking shit about, I never see purely because of that. Like, bro, I'm never seeing fucking the first Suicide Squad. I've never seen that movie. Though I kind of want to watch it though because it looks like funny. Like
It's fun. I like it.
In like this movie sucks, but it's funny kind of.
You have to be in like the right mindset for it.
Yeah. Well, it's always been like a guilty pleasure because I watched it in 2016. I'm like, hey, I like this.
Yeah. I mean, like watching the trailer in like 2015 was like, oh my god, that's so cool, and then like you kind of like stopped caring when the movie came out.
That first trailer still goes hard.
True. But gentlemen, we are gathered to talk about
a much better
movie, but not only just a better movie, but a better franchise.
The
Sonic franchise.
All time.
The Sonic movies directed by Jeff Fowler from the last 2 years have been surprisingly fantastic. Considering the horrific track record of video game movies, I don't know if you guys have you guys seen any video game movies for yourselves other than the Sonic
all right, let me talk my shit, bro. Assassin's Creed is one of the worst fucking movies I've ever seen. No. Listen.
Shit. Talk your shit, King. Let you know hang.
Like, bro, I'm the type of nigga that likes watching like that will enjoy a movie that is like kind of almost subjectively terrible. Transformers movies can't be more of that shit. I love that shit. Even though, like, to be honest, when you actually look at it from like an actual like quality writing perspective, they kind of suck. But I don't give a fuck because I can have fun with them. You know what I mean? That shit is fun. That shit goes crazy.
Transformers, dude. Where else are you gonna get like giant robot fights and Shia LaBeouf screaming his fucking lungs out?
Exactly. You know what I mean?
It's fun.
Assassin's Creed couldn't even like make it even fun to watch, bro. No. Listen. My dad. I love watching movies with my dad, right? I love watching movies, and we watch. It's like almost like a tradition with us, right? But he Loki has terrible taste in movies. You know what I mean? So do I, but like, you know, that's how we're connected, bro. Like my dad will enjoy almost any movie, even if it's like god awful, right? And bro, even this nigga, when we were watching the movie together, like first 15 minutes, we were like, turn this shit off, dog. What the fuck is this shit? What am I watching? That shit is a hot pocket of ass. That shit is a double dookie ass, bro. That shit is like if I took a goddamn fucking if I bred a fucking horse out of insects and then took its shit and then grinded it up, cooked it, and fucking what's the machine? that you take and then you like dry something out and it turns into a jerky. That shit. Humidified it. If I don't know, fuck it, dehydrated it. If I took a massive piece of horse shit, grinded it up, cooked it, dehydrated it, sold it, it's shit, it's dog shit. That's what I'm trying to say. It's absolute dog shit.
Is it like the worst movie you've ever seen?
Yes, I'm not kidding. Like,
Oh my
bro,
god.
like I will defend like absolute like dog. I'm saying this as somebody who enjoys like Age of Ultron. That's what I'm saying this as.
Wait,
the podcast is over. We're kicking KG out.
KG, you like Age of Ultron?
KG,
I don't like it, but I can enjoy it.
Get out.
It's the worst. It's one of the worst MCU films.
Yeah,
I don't like it,
it's
but I can have fun with it.
The singular. It's the worst. It's garbage.
Have you guys,
it's not worse than Far From Home.
Have you seen the Angelina Jolie Tomb Raider movies?
I've not seen them. No, I haven't seen any of the Tomb Raider movies.
Not even. I heard like the Alicia Vikander one was pretty good, but that's kind of the extent.
I haven't seen it.
Aside from the Sonic movies, I cannot place a single like movie that is based on a video game that has either been good or actually faithful to what the video game was.
Also, fuck Mortal Kombat. Fuck that movie too.
Oh, and obviously the fucking...
I don't know shit about Mortal Kombat. That was okay. Uncharted
I thought it was ass.
The new Halo show is dog shit. That is one of the worst things I've seen in such a long time.
John Halo dicking someone down.
Yeah, I don't even know what the fuck they're doing. But like with Sonic, it's like they actually realize, oh, it's based on a video game.
Take advantage of that.
Like we can be goofy with it. Like it's so goofy. That's the only way I can describe it. Like it's goofy in such a charming way.
So are we just going to talk about? Hold on, listen. Are we going to talk about both movies as a unit, or like are we going to go through them?
Which one would you prefer? Because I just watched both, so I'm fine with either.
I don't mind either. KG, it's up to you. What do you want to do?
I just want to talk my shit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. So let's just talk them as a unit.
Unit. Okay. Unit.
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay.
No, you can go.
Oh, okay. So I think the thing that I love about these films, right, is that like it's goofy as fuck, right? It's so clearly like meant for kids and everything and all that, right? But it's not like afraid. You know what I mean? Because like,
yeah,
I know people say this all the time, right? People say this all the time. You know, we're like, oh, why are movies so afraid to do this? And most of the time, they're talking like bullshit, right? Like, to be honest, like every time I see somebody say that, like, you know, I think, you know, because we've had, you know, a bunch of goofy movies recently, but like with video game movies, it's kind of true because they always kind of feel the need to like change something or add a human character or some shit like that. You know what I mean?
And the Sonic movie kind of does do that, but I mean, it works. It doesn't take away from it.
Yeah, but like, you know, they always shove it, like, you know, when they do that, you know, when they add the human character, they shove that character at the forefront instead of focusing on the actual characters from the actual franchise. And then it ends up hurting the movie.
It's kind of like the modern Godzilla movies.
I think the problems with most video game movies are more prevalent in the first Sonic movie than in the second one. Because like the human character being shoved to the forefront is kind of done with James Marsden Cop, my boy Tom Wachowski.
Yeah.
James Marsden is so weirdly good in these movies.
Like,
he is, but at the center of the first one is like it feels like Sonic is still like the main character, but there's also a good chunk of it that's dedicated to his character. What he wants to do with his career and how he wants to help people and stuff, you know?
I think the thing with that film is like they do focus, you know, a bit, you know, I don't want to say too much, but a bit more.
But it's not to a point where it takes away from Sonic and you don't feel like Sonic is the main character of the Sonic movie.
Yeah, it's kind of like a.
That's what I'm saying. It's a little bit because it applies, but not to a point where it takes away from the movie.
I feel like Sonic was kind of sort of like a dip in the water, you know what I mean? Where like, you know, they were sort of kind of easing in, you know,
Because how the movie like started was the our lovable boy returned to us in Chip and Dale, voiced by Tim Robinson. Our boy, Ugly Sonic, I like to call him the Abomination.
That was such an interesting era, like to be alive, like that.
That
Like,
was so
I want to
weird.
say like
The
2 month
Abomination.
period, like where like
The
that
Abomination.
was what we got for the Sonic, like that like the creature,
The
like,
creature. The hedgehog, the creature.
like in this one, it looks like kind of like a Roger Rabbit type thing, where like it looks like, you know, we just had like the like CW for kids Sonic, like just ported into live action, but like
The thing about the first Sonic is that his characterization was good, and
mhm.
as far as I'm aware, they didn't change the script for the movie. I think the only thing that was added with the redesign to the movie was the Tails post-credit scene. I'm pretty sure that was added with I heard that somewhere. Don't quote me on that. I'm not a reliable source. I'm reliable as Daniel RPK.
Yeah,
I think it's so
Daniel
funny.
RPK can suck my fucking fat veiny cock, by the way. Continue.
Yo, fuck Daniel RPK and fuck Tom Brady, but
Like,
I digress.
I spend so much time like trash talking Marvel and like, you know, going like Scrimblow Bimblow shows up in the post credit scene, blah 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 blah.
And then,
But then like
Sonic does it, it's fucking blows your mind.
When Sonic does it, I'm like, holy shit, it's fucking Tails or Knuckles the Echidna or Shadow the... Dude, when
But like, I think it's different here because it's like, you know,
Dude,
I don't know.
Hold on, kind of unrelated, but my reaction in the theater to the Shadow post-credit scene was like putting a silencer on a shotgun. Dude, I lost like all like I was like still like
bro, me and my brother,
I was fucking vibrating, dude. My friends and I, we did a fucking group hug. We were like, we made it, boy. We did it.
Bro, me and my brother, we were so lucky because it was our second time viewing because the first time got cut out. And that video was kind of empty. So it was like me and my brother and like 4 guys straight in the back. And my brother, you know, he enjoys a lot of the same shit as me. So it's like, he always preferred Shadow over Sonic, right? He always was the Shadow guy. So when he saw that shit, when we both saw that shit, bro, we lost our shit, bro. It was crazy. It was like a moment, bro. We got up and we started fucking hugging each other and shit. It was crazy, bro.
Like, I wonder how they're gonna do Sonic's origin, because I mean, like, when I saw Shadow, because when they killed Longclaw,
the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, sorry, when they killed Longclaw, I was like, the arrow like went in, which that's like pretty like G-rated violence, but even like for like Sonic, that's like, ugh, but like
I mean. I think these kinds of violence goes different because Longclaw is an anthropomorphic owl, and then Maria is a 12-year-old human girl.
Yeah,
I mean, you could just frame it with like one of the guys shooting somebody and then like fire.
I wonder how
adventure too. So
like if they go like, I mean, I kind of hope they go like dark. I mean, not dark, but like dark enough so like it's tonally like appropriate for like Shadow's origin story.
Yeah,
that would be really interesting.
So far, they haven't really like fucked with the tone. Also,
the tone is pretty consistent.
Something from a lore perspective, but until Chaos is confirmed to be canon in the universe of the movies, the idea that Longclaw killed the entire Echidna clan while being arrowed down is the most metal fucking thought of all time.
No, deadass!
Until Chaos is confirmed as canon and like the Chaos story is introduced, if that ever happens, fucking Longclaw killed all of those echidnas, and that's the most badass shit ever.
Yo, Johnny, okay, this kind of doesn't have anything to do with anything, but I was on YouTube and I saw this scene that was cut out of the first Sonic movie. Actually, I thought it was really nice. I really wish it was in the movie. It was like this. It was like a scene after what the fuck is his name? I don't know. Human guy takes his Lord takes Sonic. Tom takes Sonic to his wife, right?
Yeah.
It's like after he like wakes up and everything, right? And they have this like really nice little moment together where Sonic talks about like how like the reason like he blew up and like released all of that energy is because he was
So
feeling
he
super
became an
lonely.
EMP.
Yeah, the fucking EMP shit. Like the reason he like accidentally did all that shit is because he was getting really emotional about how he was lonely and shit like that.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I remember watching this scene. It was weird because it had like an old model, like a really shitty version of the old
Not even
model.
the finished version of the Abomination, but the previs version.
Like, yeah, not even the finished version. It was like the previous version. It was like, bro, that shit was like so emotional. Like it's weird. This movie is weird because like I feel like even because like with the model and stuff, I think it could have been like it was. It probably would have banged, but like with that ugly ass model, what I mean, that would have gotten away. So like, thank God they changed that shit. But like,
Unrelated to
it's
the
like,
to the original model, kind of. Is that how it's like in the trailer for the first one? It looks. This is going to go off in like a whole speculation about Chip and Dale, but basically, how he looked in the first trailer was that, like each shot that he was in, like each scene that like each sequence in the trailer, the model looks slightly different from sequence to sequence, and it's so jarring going back to look at it because it's like I understand that the movie was not finished at that time and they were still working on it, and it might have just been like a thing with like lighting and angles and shit like that, and it was just enough to a point where it looked different in every shot, but it was like it just looked so inconsistent and weird because you take like 4 shots from 4 different sequences of Sonic in the trailer, they don't look like the same model, at least to me. So
his eyes
since
look different in every shot. It was
yeah,
weird.
specifically the eyes and the spikes too. So
It's just also like it's like it's uncanny valley as fuck.
yeah, so I'm wondering
Just
for when he appears in Chip and Dale, I wonder if he'll actually look consistent throughout his entire appearance. If he'll just look so like weirdly different each
More
time.
the
consistent than he
part.
was in the first cut.
I
Yeah,
think. I think. Yeah. Because like I think I remember. I have my hot take about the first version of Sonic. Has always been like didn't look that bad, but like maybe that's just because of the angles. Because like
it's just such a
because like
jarring. It's just such a jarring change.
Because like we're
yeah.
used to like Sonic being like this like cute lovable little like scamp, but then like he just looks like
The creature.
Like
he looks like a
what
he looks like a
didn't you?
he looks
Okay,
like
sorry.
somebody like took like hedgehog DNA and human DNA and just kind of like mix it up with a stick and poof, we got that
They
deformity.
didn't even try to
Uh,
make him look like
I think
cutesy or anything because I
I
was
think
like
it's
kind
I
of
think
the appeal.
it's I mean, there was like the whole thing about how the VFX artists were put through like super hell, and I love the first movie. Don't get me wrong,
Hmm.
but I think like an undeniably bad aspect is how VFX artists were definitely fucking like overworked and shit with
Oh
trying to get
yeah,
that shit done.
Yeah.
You know, and
seems the thing that
I
seems to be a
like
thing that followed.
I like game design. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like it was like such an amazing thing that had happened. It's like, yeah, okay, he got the better design, and it enhanced the movie. But at the end of the
But
day, like there were people that were harmed by it, which kind of sucks.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I just think
had
that's an
crunch
aspect.
time.
Yeah,
Oh
there's
man,
like
it's just like a games.
just like a video game. First video game movie to have video game tactics. They put actual crunch time into the movie. We and you know what? They patched it too. They patched the second one because in the fucking theatrical version, at the end of the movie, listen, spoilers if you guys haven't seen the movies, if it isn't clear already. But at the end of the second movie, after Sonic goes supersonic and he fucking summons a chili dog from the sky, he you know how like Knuckles. You remember that at the end of the second movie, he just drops a chili dog on Knuckles. Between the theatrical cut, digital cut, the cut that's going to be on Paramount and released digitally, which is out there completely legally. I assure you, Paramount, please don't shop. fucking, there's more chili added in the digital version. Go find a cam rip of
yeah.
chili landing on his face and go look at the digital version. They added more chili.
Oh yeah, and didn't I think one of Knuckles' quills like clipped through the model a little bit, so I think they fixed that too. I don't remember.
They're doing patch notes, dude. They're patching.
It's just like Spider-Man.
That's
Just-
fucking meme.
That's
That's
fucking Spider-Man.
It's like that fucking meme of of SpongeBob fucking staring out the window. Take offense when they see a developer going through a crunch time. Just fucking staring. Ooh.
So
For me, with like, oh, sorry, what?
but yeah, back to what I was saying about the VFX artist. I feel bad
Yeah,
for them.
that shit is like it's hard. It's
I don't know. It's something that you got to kind of acknowledge because yes, they did do amazing work, but at the same time, it's really kind of shitty that those executives did that. You know, even though we did end up with a better design, you know, that's you know,
Yeah,
we got
it's not fair. It sucks.
Hedgehog, but it still sucks that they were put through all that. I don't
like
know.
especially considering with like,
Yeah, they really. I wish they delayed it or something like that. You know,
They did delay
yeah,
it.
they delayed it by a full year.
No, it was
Oh,
supposed
really?
to. It was
Oh,
supposed to.
it was just a couple months.
It was supposed to come on Thanksgiving and moved it to Valentine's Day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was only a couple months delay.
That's a really small crunch to redo the
Yeah.
entire movie.
Exactly.
And it's good that the movie wasn't done yet when they had to do that.
Yeah.
It just it's like I feel like I maybe sound like shallow trying to bring this up, but at the same time, I feel like if we're gonna be gushing about these movies, we gotta like sort of acknowledge that's kind of elephant in the room, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, they should have delayed it for longer.
If I sound stupid, you guys can tell me, but I don't know. That's
No,
No,
I
you're
definitely
right.
agree because like
It's
in
something-
Hollywood, yeah, like in Hollywood, it's a huge problem with like overworking, like just VFX. Like it's like a meme at this point. Like so and so studio overworks so and so graphic designer because
it's Marvel. Just say Marvel.
yeah,
It's the meme. It's Marvel.
Like yeah, but like
Come right
the
out.
meme does extend. The meme extends beyond Marvel, but like, it's not. It's usually just Disney in general, just like Disney overworking their VFX designers into making the most ugly piece of garbage possible. Like it's just I don't know. I'm like I still think like Sonic like despite like you know that obvious elephant in the room, they did a fucking phenomenal. Like it looked great.
At least
All
they
of
did
the
a good job, but like
Oh
even
my
then, it's
God.
just like I wish they
Yeah.
had like they shouldn't. I wish they would just they should. I just wish they delayed it for longer. To allow for more time.
Yeah, so they wouldn't have
Even if
crunched
it turned out good, but like you
Look,
don't want
shout
people
out
to
to
go
the
through that.
VFX artists.
Yeah.
Sonic did end up looking really good in the movie. Like outside of the better design, the CGI in general was just really well done.
Yeah, I mean, like there was like
Actually-
I mean, there's the sequence with where like it's the end of Sonic 1 where like he's like playing with all the like the missiles and bullets stuff. He's like spinning them around. That's a really well done scene. But I think my favorite like CGI like scene in the first Sonic movie is when like Sonic like it's like a Quicksilver like flash time like spin. Yeah, it's a bar fight where Sonic goes into slow-mo and like just does a bunch of wacky shit. That is phenomenal. I always love super speed scenes like that. I will never not get enough of them. I mean, like
Please,
the Flash
give
Speed
me
Force
more.
and the Flash going the Speed Force in the Snyder Cut. Quicksilver doing his shit in X-Men Apocalypse.
Quicksilver scenes.
Yeah, most Quicksilver scenes. Like probably that like 5 minutes worth of footage in all 6 seasons of the Flash show.
No, there's some good shit in the early like seasons of the Flash.
Yeah.
I
think something good regarding VFX of the Sonic movies is that in the second one, they went in with like, okay, we got this lockdown, so it was a lot less of a crunch because I'm because of how Hollywood is. I mean, some shit like some fuck shit was definitely going on because that's just how Hollywood is, you know.
Okay, like imagine like if we had like the original Sonic design that we were talking about, like if that's still implemented and like they didn't change it, and we had those similar designs but for Tails and Knuckles and Shadow.
Do you know what I would have done? Okay, so they release the first Sonic movie as is with the original design, okay?
Mhm.
And Tails is the post credit scene, all right? And he comes through, but instead of looking optimistic, is like, I hope I'm not too late. It's more of a somber tone because he pulls out like a wanted thing and it says wanted, like intergalactic criminal, and it's like Abomination Sonic. But Tails, he looks the exact same, okay? And the second movie is basically just aliens, but like instead of like the Marine Corps hunting fucking like alien queen, they're hunting down Sonic, and it has Tails and Knuckles with the regular Sonic movie 2 designs, not like the original designs, just the regular designs. It's like, oh, so not all of you look like Sonic. It's like, no, Sonic is an abomination. Sonic is an unholy abomination birthed by the Grand Priestess Longclaw. You know, straight up, like he is the no, it's like just like an adaptation of Sonic 06. They call him the Impulse Trigger, and he's gonna be the end. He's gonna be the end of Earth, and that's Sonic 2. That's the movie, and they kill him, and he's basically like the Antichrist. I don't know. It'd be a whole thing.
So how does Shadow get introduced?
How does Shadow get introduced?
Yeah.
The government still makes Shadow, but instead of Shadow being like Sonic's, like, you know, like basically what happens is that they think they kill Sonic, but then Shadow comes in. It's like we had it. It's like we were preparing a solution, and so it's Shadow, and he's Sonic's perfect rival, and he kills him. No, and Metal Sonic, you know, for fan service. So they both basically double team Abomination Sonic, and then they kiss.
Further do you guys think? How much further with this franchise do you think that they're gonna go? Do you think they're gonna stop at 3 movies, or do you think they're gonna do the 3rd movie and then we're like Knuckles the Echidna spin-off?
I think if it goes well, I think they're gonna keep going.
Like, Knuckles is getting a spin-off.
Knuckles is getting a spin-off?
He's getting a show.
What? Knuckles is getting a show with Idris Elba?
Yes!
Yes!
No way!
It's gonna go crazy, man!
No way! That's so cool.
Yo, shout out Michael Idris Elba. Shout out to the people who designed Knuckles. Let me talk my shit for a second. Bro. I think, bro, the movie design of Knuckles is like one of my favorite redesigns like ever because like
I think it's my favorite Knuckles design just in general.
The first scene where they introduce Knuckles is insane. That's so good.
Raw.
The thing with like the game design, right? The thing with like the modern design, like as it stands right now, is that, you know, I said this on Twitter already, but I think it's a little too skinny. You know what I mean? Because he kind of just looks like Sonic, right? And I don't think he should look like Sonic because he's Knuckles. He's supposed to be, you know, and the Boom, you know, the Boom showers like tried to like, you know, do something with that. You know, they made him huge. Mm-hmm. They made him fucking massive. But like, I thought they overdid it. Like I thought, I don't know. I never really did.
I think he was too tall and his head was too small.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the exact.
Like, his head was the same.
And I missed. Look, this is gonna sound really virgin-y, but this is a podcast about Sonic, so we already lost any like non-virginity a long time ago.
Yeah.
You guys did.
But what was it? What was I saying?
Something about virginity.
Right, Sonic Boom. So, I wish Knuckles had the mitts. He has fingers, and I don't like that. He should have had the mitts. That's it.
Yes, that was weird. That was weird. I don't like that. I agree.
I love the mitts.
Something more virgin thing.
What if they redesign him to have the mitts in Sonic 3?
He has the mitts.
He
has the mitts.
Well, yeah, but like they're like fingered.
No, they're not.
No?
Oh.
Did you watch the movie? They're like boxing gloves.
It's like 5:00. I watched it like 4 hours ago.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, I think the movie design is a really nice happy medium between like the Boom Sonic and Mama Sonic. Because look at that. Look at my little Strunkly. He's not that little. Look at him. He's big, but he also like, you know.
He's built. He's built, but he's still scrunkly.
Exactly. Like,
I like how big. The thing is that I love it when Knuckles has really big hands. I think that's
Yeah.
something that the modern design has, like, that's good. So I think that they changed his build and just gave him those like massive hands, and it's like, fuck yeah, dude. His name is Knuckles. He should have the giant fucking hands.
Yeah.
That's
I'm not
awesome.
gonna lie.
That's like the only thing, or not the only thing, but that's like his like, I don't know. That's like the Sonic shoes. He should have like the hands.
Exactly.
He's Knuckles.
Another thing regarding, speaking of hands, I like how, like, in the first movie, obviously, like, the initial design didn't have gloves at all. So he didn't really, like, he obviously had the gloves in the design of the first movie, but they didn't really do anything with that because it's just, they weren't made with that in mind when they were
Yeah.
filming it, and they didn't go back to refilm anything. At least as far as I'm aware, they didn't refilm anything. They just changed the design in post. In the second movie, there's one moment, like, when they're in the temple for the Master Emerald, and he he pulls on his glove to like tighten it on his hand.
Yeah.
I really like that. I haven't really seen much Sonic media where he does that, like where he acknowledges the gloves are there. So just him
But
having,
it's kind of nice to acknowledge it, you know what I mean?
no,
Like not to just
it's just
sort of pretend.
yeah, and it's just a cool thing. He tightens them up, and he's ready to kick some ass. And it's like, fuck yeah, Sonic,
Exactly.
you go.
Yo, let me ask you a question. Johnny. Do
Yes.
you think that they're going to bring back Jason Aaron for Sonic, or do you think they're going to do another celebrity casting for Shadow?
I think they're gonna do another celebrity casting.
What do you? Okay, so
What I think personally is that between, I think what they might have been doing, like, on, not like that's like a main thing, but it's like a low key thing. It's like, okay, so how do people react to the character voiced by the regular game actor, which would be Colleen O'Shaughnessy as Tails, because that's who voices Tails in the fucking games. And then how do people react to the celebrity voice actor Idris as Knuckles? To approach how we do other characters, and who can we, and like which characters we can do the celebrity voice acting with versus the regular voice acting. And based on what I've seen personally, this may not be like an entire thing, but I saw a lot of I saw positive reactions to both. People like Tails. I like Tails. I like Tails. Dude, Tails. Okay, quick tangent. Tails is fucking adorable. Okay, he is the Scrunkly. He is so cute.
He is the Scrunkly, bro. Bro, listen, right?
That the plushie for Tails just looks like regular game Tails because he has plushie potential. Just fucking pattern that onto a plushie. How hard is that? But
bro.
The Tails plushie just looks like regular old game Tails, which is fine. But like, I want the Scrunkly.
Bro, I'm dead ass when I say it, bro. Like nearly every scene that Tails was in, like when he was telling that story about how like nobody liked him. You
smile because you love him. He's so cute.
Dude, every scene nearly brought me to tears, bro. I'm dead ass.
Like, adorable.
He's
the cutest little thing.
I might as well have shed a tear during the first Sonic movie at multiple points.
I agree with that.
Like, oh yeah, no.
Oh my god! In Sonic 2, when like it's ending and like everybody, like the little baseball game that they're having together, and like Knuckles like
the movie's
run.
I think that like Knuckles was good throughout the whole. Like I was saying, right back to my initial tangent. Knuckles had like a very like overwhelming reaction. I think specifically from that baseball scene. Because he was good throughout the whole thing and had a lot of memorable moments, like the ... thing, and his fights and how fucking cool he was, and him like crushing people's hands.
That was such a good running joke.
No, wait. Another side tangent. No,
hold on.
I'm sorry.
Let me finish mine. Just hold that thought. Listen.
Okay.
Specifically, the reaction was so good because I see a lot of people posting the moment at the end. He's like, my victory chariot, and he jumps into the back of the fucking truck. It's just a moment that everyone loves, and I'm not saying I don't love. I do love it. I love it a lot, but I think that Paramount is very aware of how the fans are because besides obviously the shit show with the first movie. There was a whole thing with this one too that was a little minor. It's more so just the marketing, but basically there was a poster and it had the entire cast name on it except for Colleen O'Shaughnessy, who voices Tails. And
yeah.
people were like, "Hey, why don't why isn't Colleen there?" And I don't know, not too long after that, like a few days, maybe a couple of weeks, they revised the poster. They added not only Colleen O'Shaughnessy, but I think they also added Tika Sumpter, whose name wasn't on the poster either. So they added Colleen O'Shaughnessy and Tika Sumpter to like the big main poster, and then I think when
that's how it should be for most like.
Also released character posters, and Tails got his own one where it Colleen O'Shaughnessy is Tails, to go along with Ben Schwartz as Sonic and Idris as Knuckles, like for those character posters.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I like about this. It's like, okay, I know we already mentioned Marvel, but it's like the frustration with Marvel and DC, where it's like you feel like you're screaming into the void at them, when they fuck up, and just like they ignore you. You're just a fucking voice among the masses. They're just gonna keep going with terrible shit.
Yeah,
but like it's like it's like they actually like.
It's nice that
it's criticism.
It's nice that they respond to it, and I think some will take it as the Sonic fan base being entitled, which I think some of that was part of the initial redesign, because I definitely think there was some form of like fan entitlement going on when that.
Oh, come on. No.
Like there's like Sonic Puritans.
Let's not be light about it. Let's not be light about it. Sonic fans can be mad entitled sometimes. Like
they definitely are. I think that like besides just everyone thinking that the design was shit, like another big part was the entitlement that Sonic fans tend to have.
Yeah.
And that's me speaking as a Sonic dick rider. So.
Me too.
It's genuinely like there's a lot that we can name off the top of our heads, but like for the longest time, especially like I'm assuming like all of us grew up playing video games and spending time on the internet like an avid amount.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
so
mostly.
like as I hate using the word gamer now, but like as gamers and also internet trolls, we're
permanently
pretty well aware.
Kids.
We've been well aware for the longest time that the Sonic community has been like pretty close, if not the bottom of the barrel.
No, deadass. I remember, bro. It's kind of weird to be able to like announce myself as a Sonic fan on this site and like not immediately, because like years ago I probably would have been so afraid to do that because like they had Sonic fans had this reputation of like just being like.
But now everyone's a Sonic fan, so it's okay.
Yeah, you guys remember that fucking kid, Sammy Classic Sonic fan, who would just scream at his camera about Sonic 06?
Yeah, that guy's actually pretty well off now. Shout out.
Oh yeah,
shout out modern Sammy versus Classic Sammy.
Nah, but like for real though, like people, the reputation of Sonic fans was like in the absolute mud for the longest time because we all got they all had this reputation of people who were always looking into the details, complaining about like.
They're always either yelling about minuscule details, and that's still something that bleeds into things because me as a Sonic fan, look, I have a very horrible brain because I'm the type to notice the small details and be like, guys, holy shit, dude, look at the new Sonic Prime trailer. Look at his fucking fur textures. Oh my god, this is amazing. And it's just like, dude, nobody cares. It's his fur texture. I'm the kind of person that notices things. I watched Ralph Breaks the Internet the other day. Terrible movie, by the way. But Sonic, hey man, he looks great for those 2 seconds that he's there. He looks more animated. He looks more well animated than he does in the video games most of the time now. But hey, look, man. Most people don't notice that. Most people don't care, and I'll fully acknowledge that.
That's the thing. Like, it's kind of frustrating being that kind of fan. Sometimes it's like you're the type. It's like okay, like I feel you. I'm the type to notice to like really look at the details and notice all the things. Like, oh yeah, I noticed that his shoes are different. Like it's the color of his fur is different. Stuff like that. It's like other people. I'm not trying to say that I'm better than anybody or something like that. It's like it can be kind of frustrating sometimes. Just like noticing those things. Those even if they're little to other people, they're kind of big to you. And then other people, they're like, oh, it's the same thing.
It's just like, dude, who cares about his fur texture? And it's like, I care.
Yeah, I mean, like the same thing can be said about like people.
Look, man. Listen, I don't talk to women. I gotta have something to fucking. You feel me?
True. Like Halo fans like had like that thing like because people got really pissed when Master Chief took off his helmet in this like new adaptation. Hello, listeners, if you're listening, don't watch the Halo series. Save your money. Watch True Detective or something. Watch Barry.
I like how you say like save your money as in like assuming that they don't have Paramount Plus already, that they would be getting Paramount Plus just for Halo.
Yeah.
Hey,
Fair.
iCarly is alright, I think. I don't know. Shit.
Yeah, but like the new I just rather watch the old iCarly at that point.
Yeah, but like the new iCarly is okay. It's not bad.
It's alright.
I haven't seen
It's
it.
alright.
But
It's not the same without Sam.
actually, you know what? You're right. Paramount Plus does have a reason because the Knuckles show. We're getting the Knuckles show.
Big fucking moves, bro.
Guys, Jackass is on there. Don't forget.
Oh yeah, Jackass is on there.
I have never seen a Jackass movie.
You've never seen a Jackass movie?
I'm sorry.
I popped my Jackass cherry earlier this year. I don't know what I was missing for like that long.
Oh, what the fuck does that mean?
Hey, I watched the first Jackass movie.
Popped my
And it
Jackass
was-
cherry, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
that's just like not the kind of thing I expect you to say. So it's just really surprising that you said that. Usually it's me saying the wild shit, and now I'm controlling myself a little because we're on a podcast. But no, you just pull out the Jackass cherry. Okay.
Pop the Jackass cherry.
Up the Jackass. Yep. Okay. Yep. Welcome to Luca cast, everyone.
Me telling somebody getting into Sonic for the first time pops my Sonic cherry.
Oh, my Sonic cherry.
that just sounds like a weird like fanfic or something.
I was about to
mention something
about Sonic fans. Look, man, I cannot Google a single Sonic character without finding fetish art, except for like within 2 minutes, except Sonic himself, because so much of the Sonic Google image results are also taken up by like movie Sonic. Do you know?
Oh yeah.
That's just like
that's part of the reason.
Dude,
that's part of the reason why the fanbase was in the mud for so long.
Dude, the most obscure Sonic characters. Dude, I looked at Fang the Sniper one day, all right, and I was like, okay, there cannot be fucking Fang the fetish art. I was scrolling for like a minute and a half on Google Images, and I was like, okay, this is actually pretty good. There's some cool fan art here. I just found out they made a new Fang plushie. This is all. Right then and there, I saw fucking Fang the Sniper Vor. I threw my phone down the stairs. I fucking cried for 3 minutes. All right, man. It was done.
Holy shit.
Continue looking. All right. There was like 5.
Why'd you continue looking? You already found what you were not even. I mean, like.
You kept looking.
Okay, it's like okay. It's okay.
My
for example, that you're like digging a hole, right?
Yeah.
And you find like a mangled body, and you like look away and start throwing up. But then you just keep digging just to see more. Just out of that.
I see what you mean. I see what you mean. I see what you mean. You want to see the damage.
Mangled
You want to see
body.
you're trying to examine the damage.
Yeah, exactly. Or like coming across a horrible train, like a horrible car crash or a train wreck or something of the sort. You know?
Like you have to like take a second to be like, oh, that's horrible, and like take another second to just investigate further.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, oh, that's horrible. Keep looking. You're like, oh, that's even worse.
The morbid curiosity. You gotta keep. It almost feels like you gotta finish what you started. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
We're done defending Johnny looking at that fucking stuff.
Today's podcast titled "Johnny looks at Sonic porn."
Hey man, look. Okay, Johnny looks at Sonic porn against his will.
Johnny finds God.
Johnny, dude, the worst. I'm not even going to talk about the worst.
I gotta give a shout out to Agent Stone. Shout out to the guy who plays Agent Stone. That's my favorite thing writer.
Back on topic, dude. Agent Stone is the fucking goat. He's like Mr. Burns and Smithers dynamic with Dr. Robotnik. Fucking perfect. He bounces.
If they don't kiss in the third movie,
he bounces.
He
carries so well. He's so fucking good. He's hilarious. He's charming. He's like okay.
I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Lee. Mage Doob. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry I'm butchering it. But like, yo, shout out to you, man. You make these movies so fucking. I love you, bro. I love
Dude,
you.
okay, do you know who I can compare?
Wait, KG, are you talking about the actor for Doctor or Agent Stone?
Yeah.
I could dedicate a whole podcast episode to how good he is with Jim Carrey.
Bro, yo,
Dude,
shout out Jim Carrey.
You know, okay, I don't know how to like convey this to people who don't watch the Sonic movies. Okay, so Wong, he's like basically the Sonic franchise's Wong in terms of just being such a charming and endearing character that anytime he shows up, you're like, fuck yeah, that's my guy.
That's my goat.
That's
I
my
wanna
guy.
meet him. I wanna take a selfie with him, bro. I wanna give him a hug.
Wong or Agent Stone or both?
Both. Shit. At the same time.
At the same time, dude, you get the goats in one picture.
Oh my god.
Exactly. Bro.
I
Like,
fucking love- okay,
I'm not sure if
Star Wars is shit now, but
Yes.
but loving Star Wars for so long gave me a real appreciation for like obscure side characters, because Star Wars is like 90% obscure side characters. So like I already just have a thing for loving very obscure side characters. Like when I watched both Wreck-It Ralph movies the other day, dude, fucking Sour Bill, my goat. This little
Who
green
the fuck is Sour Bill?
Sour Bill. Do you remember King County's green assistant guy who was like,
Oh yes.
yeah.
Sour Bill? I love that guy. I love Sour Bill. I just love like side characters. I love like charming side characters. Like Agent Stone is like the charming side character. Like that's his thing. I love him.
Agent Stone just would like. All right, I love Agent Stone, but he just would not be a fraction of how good he is if it just weren't for Jim Carrey being as unhinged as humanly possible.
Bro,
Dude,
Jim Carrey. Okay, I genuinely think Jim Carrey being casted as Eggman is like up there with like I don't know, J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson. Like it's fucking perfect.
Like
bro.
it's that
Fuck
perfect.
that shit.
It's
that
like
perfect.
I don't know who else can tap into like that cartoony, like zany charisma. Nobody else can do that except for Jim Carrey. Maybe like Bill Hader if you gave him enough coke, but mainly Jim Carrey.
I mean, if we're putting coke into the equation, I feel like anybody could do it at that point. Give me some coke.
Yeah, let's get the lines rolling. Change.
Like,
Coke, we're talking about coke. Where you at?
Yo,
You got a dealer?
the opening scene of Sonic 2 with
welcome to Cokecast.
the opening scene of Sonic 2 where Jim Carrey like makes like a pulley machine out of mushrooms and shit, and it's
makes
like all
coffee.
yeah, just makes this stupid mushroom coffee.
Okay, so I was writing notes when I was rewatching Sonic 2 last night for this, and something that I mentioned is that so the first movie, right? It's really good. It's really fun, okay? But at the end of the day, it's still kind of just like a bare bones kids movie when you break it down. You know?
Yeah, it's like it's not Sonic enough. That's the thing.
It's not, no, it's like, okay, but like even from just like a movie perspective, because from a Sonic perspective, yeah, but like there's some sauce missing. They were cooking, but like okay,
it needs some seasoning.
This is an amazing comparison. It's okay. It's like the first Sonic movie is like a grilled sandwich chicken from Chick-fil-A, where it's good. It's good. It's serviceable. You know, and you like it, and you're nice and full, and you're like, damn, that was a damn good sandwich. But the second Sonic movie is like the full shebang. The goddamn, the regular chicken sandwich, a side of fries, a cookie, a large drink, the whole 9 yards, some fucking lemon. I mean,
I would like to disclaimer: we do not support Chick-fil-A. Fuck Chick-fil-A. We're
Fuck Chick-fil-A.
We do not support homophobia.
We're doing this solely for comparison. I just like to hate on Chick-fil-A because fuck Chick-fil-A.
Yeah,
that's so fucking mid. Like,
but it's like the best comparison I can make because most people like Chick-fil-A.
Oh no, you're right.
It's just a comparison, and I think that's exemplified right off the bat. Because in the first movie there was some cooking going on, but in the second movie it's a lot more obvious from the beginning, where you have this whole tracking shot of the thing going down, like the whole pulley system happening. just the first like 5 minutes are immediately like, okay, there was definitely a shift here. They were definitely upping their game with right off the bat, you know?
I was thinking like when I saw that scene, I was thinking I love this like I wouldn't consider like a trope or a cliche, but like a really intricate like in a movie like there'll be like a really intricate contraption for like the most simple thing possible.
Yes, I love that. I love that.
It's so funny.
I love that trope.
And especially it works really well here because he's just working with what he has on this mushroom planet, and it establishes his intelligence. It's already like, you know, it's his whole thing. He's like the smartest man ever, you know, and he can, you know, do anything with technology. So he's making his way and making fucking coffee on this whole mushroom planet by himself. It's like that's really impressive. Just like, from like a creative standpoint, from the standpoint of just looking at the character, and then the whole booby trap that he sets up with those guys is such a fucking. I think that's kind of underrated.
That was pretty funny. Dude, I callback to like the rock friend. That was just like a good little gag.
Like the Agent Stone being a literal rock.
Yeah.
What I loved especially with that scene is the first time I watched it in the theater. When, like, the first booby trap he sets off with the mushroom, just launching that guy off into the fucking stratosphere. That was so funny because I was not expecting that, dude. That guy fucking died. He just he got launched to the other side of that fucking planet, and brother, his ribs did not make it. He's done for. He's laying on the floor of this fuck-ass mushroom planet with, like, 8 broken ribs. Fucking stabbing his organs, he's bleeding out, he's gonna be there dying for like 3 days because Dr. Eggman decided to launch him with a fucking contraption.
Bro, okay. I want to talk about something else that's actually pretty underrated in the movie, right? Okay, so like the scene, so when Sonic gets into the fucking pyramid for the first time, right? And you know, he goes through all the booby traps. Bro, tell me that's not framed like a fucking boost game right then and there.
I was thinking the exact same thing. It looks like fucking boost gameplay, but made cinematic. I was thinking the same fucking thing, dude.
I saw a video on Twitter where they actually like added in voice lines from fucking Jason Aaron. You know, like here we go, and like the sound effects and everything, and the fucking like the boost. I love that shit, bro. I love that shit so much.
Like, I never see in video game movies them like showing the gameplay of the movie in like a more cinematic way, other than the Angry Birds movie, which is just fucking.
They even did the fucking balls spinning on the sides and everything.
And then one thing I really liked is like when he's like looking around and he sees the spike coming toward him and he does like the little jump in the air, like all his lips extended out, and he starts running away. It looks so cartoony. Like in the first movie, Sonic's movements in the first movie obviously were built around this more realistic Sonic idea in mind. So they were good movements, but they weren't as exaggerated. But they went into the second Sonic movie knowing that he was more cartoony, and they took full advantage of that in this, and he felt less like an alien. Because in the first movie, obviously, his movements were built around initially this more realistic design, this more realistic idea in mind. But in the second
movie, he feels like a cartoon come to life, bro.
Exactly, he feels like a cartoon character. Like, especially, I think the first time I thought this on my initial viewing was when he was on the fishing boat with Tom. Because he was like he was dozing off, and you could see like the little like saliva like dripping out of his mouth, and like
it's not just that. Like the animation is just like for like just like the CGI in general. Jim Carrey's performance, I think, like just from like just a tone aspect, like it's upped to be a lot more exaggerative to make it feel like a cartoon even more. And like it's not even just Sonic. It's like Tails. It's Knuckles. It's even well. You can only, I mean, Jim Carrey is like as animated as can be. That's kind of like his thing. But like even in Sonic 2, his like I think body language is so explosive.
I think the other actors also could contribute to the cartoony feel. Like specifically, like he doesn't move like one, but in terms of his energy, the fucking Olive Garden guy he's a fucking cartoon character.
To me,
Bro, he feels like
it's
he came out of like Adventure 2 or some shit, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
dude, I love him. He's fucking whole thing with Olive Garden, that being like a running gag between the two movies. Like specifically, I laughed really hard when they crashed the wedding, and he's like on the line. He's like, Robotnik may be in play, the blah blah blah. He says, and then cancel my 5 o'clock at the Olive Garden. It's just like that's weird at Olive Garden. It's so funny. I love it.
My favorite, like, one of these, like what you were talking about earlier, like these, like, just really charming, like, funny, energetic side characters. Tom's fucking sister-in-law Rachel is so funny.
I love her.
I love her.
Dude,
fuck anybody who hated on that scene, bro. Like, I think.
Wait, which scene?
The wedding scene, the entire wedding scene. I thought shit.
Most
of the time when they do that shit,
priest opening up his Bible to reveal, it's like, are you an agent? And then he fucking opens it up.
And he opens the book, and there's like a gun in the book.
And then he does the fucking the thing after the Catholic thing where they like touch their head and shit.
Like the Holy Ghost thing. Like, it leans into the goofiness, but also like the music, not just like the original score.
It was they leaned into the. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Luca. I really am.
Sorry.
They leaned into the goofiness, but it didn't feel the need to call it on itself. It was sincere.
Exactly.
That's what I'm trying to say with this entire, like, that's why I was so excited. So it's genuine. It's not like some fake shit where they like.
Look how goofy this is. They just let it speak for itself, and you have a fun time. And they take themselves seriously. They take themselves seriously when they need to.
Most of the time they don't, because it's just a silly family movie at the end of the day, and that's kind of what the draw is.
And when
exactly
the more like genuine emotional moments, they don't feel like forced emotional moments. They feel genuine and sincere, and you feel for these characters just because they're so damn charming, and they're just like
they got real.
They got real, dude. They're fucking great.
Something I really applaud about these movies, like, is like just the main, like, sorry, what's James Marsden's, like, the wife of James Marsden's actress's name?
Tika something.
Tika something. I don't know. Tika.
Tika Sumpter.
Sumter?
Yeah, Sumter is
not something.
Sumter. Last name is Sumter. Tika Sumter.
So, like, they're like, just James Marsden and Tika Sumpter, like, together are really good together, but the exchanges between like the three, like Marsden, Sumpter, and Schwartz / Sonic are so interesting. Just because if I were James Marsden or Tika Sumpter in that situation, I'd just be fucking laughing. Like, every time James Marsden could like yelled out to Sonic with all of the emotion that he could muster, it was like kind of funny.
He was doing great.
I wouldn't be able to like emotionally deliver Sonic. No, like, I can't do that.
I don't know about you. I'm dead serious about Sonic, bro.
I
don't play about Sonic, bro. I don't play.
Yeah, that one dude on Twitter who don't play about Sonic.
I don't play about Sonic, bro.
No, but speaking of Sumter and Marsden, dude, I love their chemistry in both of those movies because
it's so good.
They feel like because a lot of humor between like spouses in movies is basically, and a lot of conflict surrounding them is basically, I hate my wife. That's very, like, a lot of humor is just like, I hate my spouse. But I think their humor comes like just from the situations that they come into. And I think that Tika Sumpter and James Marsden have really good chemistry, and their characters are written like a couple who actually love and care about each other, and they're like, just a healthy, nice couple. And it's so weird because
it's like,
I feel like a lot of, I don't know, at least just from how I perceive media, I could be totally fucking wrong. But
a lot of it is just one sitting on the other.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, it feels like a lot of couples in media just hate each other, and that's it. That's the joke. They hate each other. They're fucking miserable.
I feel
like for once they had something like kind of genuine. It's like they actually like
like specifically the scene in the first movie where he just fucking busts in with this little like blue thing wrapped in a towel. she is like immediately on it. She's immediately there to help him. You know, they're clearly like
That's love, bro.
they love each other. They care about each other, and they
What
have
they
this
have.
very real connection. You know, and
When I think
it
of
just it's just really well done stuff. I think that's a really good aspect of them, that they're like a healthy, functional, couple who actually feel like they love
they're
each
real
other.
people.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I like about these
Especially
movies.
being
Like
real
even
people in this fucking goofy ass scenario where your adopted son is fucking Sonic the Hedgehog.
it's like what? It's like what? Like
The whole,
a lot
the
of
whole
times, like even the original parts of these movies, they do really well on that. They don't, force it. They don't like,
Mhm.
it feels
in the
genuine.
second movie at least, like, it doesn't take center stage in the second movie. It's like it's real, it's genuine, but at the same time, they don't overdo it.
Yeah.
To me, all of like just thinking like the best movie couples to me are always like the ones or not movie couples, like the best like comedic movie couples are always the couples that like actually like it's pretty obvious that like they love each other, and it's not just like, oh, I hate my wife, like Max and
The
Andy
comedy-
from Game Night, or Evelyn and Wayman from Everything Everywhere All at Once, or Marge and Norm from Fargo. I mean, those are really funny couples who have really
I
funny
feel like-
engagements in their movies that aren't
I
just,
need
I hate my wife.
Also early
we need
Cosmo
more
and Wanda.
couples in movies. We need more couples in movies that like don't remind people of their parents.
Yeah. Like this is, I think, what was I saying? Like a lot of humor from couples can just be, I hate my wife. But I think like to make like a truly really good memorable movie couple, outside of just saying, oh, the joke is that they don't like each other, I think you can put them in funny scenarios or just have them be, funny people,
Exactly.
and
Like,
the, and,
I don't know, like, why they have to hate each other, or like why it's like,
Oh, I hate my wife. Take out the trash. Blah 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 blah. You know,
a
like
sandwich, go get me a beer.
Bro,
almost
genuinely, like,
playing.
where did that come from? Like, when did they start like basic comedy after that, bro?
I don't know.
Comedians who go on
Almost,
stages and start being like that, it's like, oh, my wife did this. Like, bro, what? What?
so it's fucking, and I think
Misogyny is crazy, dog.
misogyny is crazy. But I think where these kinds of couples, where it's basic, like where it's they actually feel like they love each other, are more memorable than just I hate my wife. Because I think that was a draw of like really Fairly Odd Parents between Cosmo and Wanda specifically, because eventually Fairly Odd Parents became just like everyone was a caricature of their most basic traits. Like Cosmo and Wanda became totally miserable, and Timmy became a complete fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And so, but the earlier seasons, Cosmo and Wanda genuinely felt like they were like trying to guide Timmy in the right direction, and felt like parental figures to him when his real parents weren't around
Dog,
very often.
it's like Family Guy
Exactly.
too. Like, how
Yeah,
like
family, like
Peter,
Lois and Peter
finds
just
Family
hate
Guy.
each other now.
Yeah, like at the beginning of Family Guy, like Peter was like this genuine like guy, like who would like go out of line sometimes, but like it was all out of love.
He
You know
was,
what I
he
mean?
was stupid,
And but like,
but he didn't like he wasn't malicious.
but nowadays he's a literal psychopath terrorist. Like,
It's like him and Stewie kind of switched, because Stewie used to be the evil one, and now Stewie is basically
yeah,
just like, guys, I'm a baby.
Yeah, Stewie switched places with Brian as the smart one, and Brian's just like, "Hi guys, I'm Brian. I'm liberal, and I smoke pot."
And I hate God. It's like,
hi guys, I'm Brian. I'm the most insufferable person on the planet. Fuck Brian. They should have kept him dead. They should have kept him dead. Fuck him.
Brian, look out! Dude, Brian's okay, unrelated completely, but Brian's death scene is the funniest shit ever. It's so fucking funny.
What was the decision making behind that?
Chilling in the
Okay.
street, and then the car comes and he's like, Brian, look out! Then he fucking ran over in the worst way possible. It's so fucking
Like
funny.
what we were talking about, like really like letting an emotion, like we were talking like how Sonic like lets emotions stay. Like it
Yeah.
actually like just like talking about that, like in that scene when like Brian gets like brutally run over by a car and like all the family runs over and they're like teary-eyed, like, holy fuck, our dog just got hit by a car. Then a squirrel just walks into frame and fucking spits on his corpse.
Fuck you.
Like
No, genuinely, I had trouble processing that Family Guy is a real show sometimes because of shit like that.
like it would have been better if they just let the emotions it's funny in the wrong way because I'm laughing at how fucking stupid it is, not the fact that this like squirrels and dogs.
Okay.
Like I'm just laughing at how fucking stupid it is. Like why would you do that?
Let's. Okay. No more Family.
No, but like I was saying,
Stop it.
like that, like we were saying, like, but like that's how like that's the opposite of what Sonic does. It actually lets the emotions stay. Like in the scene when like okay, so it's
when Sonic is about to like fucking
die.
Yeah, no, but
die.
like in Sonic 2, in like Dr. Robotnik's robot is coming down on Tom, his wife, and Sonic, and like
Yeah,
it's a genuine moment. Like
it's a genuine moment. I love that. Even in the moment right before that, when Sonic and Knuckles are talking to each other, you know,
yeah,
when Sonic is having that heart to heart with Knuckles, it's like, bro, that's raw. That's real emotion shit. Bro.
That's something that I loved. That's something I loved because something I think that's kind of like a lot of media for kids these days is kind of very vapid. You know, it's just kind of noise, especially with the online content being like most of what kids see, and it's just like, oh guys, look, it's colors, and it's like, okay, there's nothing really there. But I think that like Luca was saying earlier, that these are good movies for kids because I think that an aspect of them that I don't see talked about a lot is that how there are parts of Sonic's character of how he is, and he does what's right. He's selfless, you know. He perseveres, and that's what it is. I think.
Sorry, wait, what was that last part?
That it's just how Sonic is, like how like persevering in hard times. That's just how his character is, and them implementing that so well into the movies is that a kid can watch this movie. Like they can watch the Sonic movies and take something away from them besides Sonic is cool, you know?
Yeah,
Exactly.
They can take there's something of a positive role model in there, and maybe I'm just looking too deep into it and I'm thinking too much about Sonic.
Actually,
but I think that there's something there that there's like an actual good role model for kids within these movies.
Like there's actually
that's the thing, right? That's the thing, right? I remember somebody talking about this right on Twitter, where they were comparing the movie versions and the game version of Sonic, you know. And I think that's something that from the game Sonic translated really well into that part of Sonic 2, you know, because like people were talking about how like Sonic is more of a like a stay at home kind of person instead of wandering around. But like the reason that and the Sonic in the games is more of like an adventurous, and Sonic in the games doesn't really develop all that much throughout the games because, he's always moving, always trying to help people and stuff like that. But like he as a character, like kind of sort of stays static. But I think the movie achieved like a really nice balance of having a character that actually develops, that actually has purpose, that actually like, moves forward, while still having that thing that Sonic in the games has where everywhere he goes, he like inspires people. He like, helps people. Like, like when they did that shit with Knuckles, which is why I'm so excited for like the Sonic 3 to see how Sonic tries to help Shadow. Because it's gonna be a lot different of a situation this time around. Because if Shadow, when he starts, he's a lot more. Because at least with Knuckles, he's just trying to help his people. Shadow is just angry, rightfully so. So that's a whole different can of worms for Knuckles, for Sonic to deal with, and I'm just kind of excited to see how that plays out.
I think these they're just good adaptations of the Sonic source material in general, because Eggman is translated over. This is less of a thing in the second movie, because in the second movie, Eggman's goofiness is like up to 11.
It's like over-exaggerated.
He's not as much of a threat, but in the first movie, I think he struck the perfect balance between being a goofball and feeling like an actual threat. And that's not to take away from Jim Carrey's performance, because Jim Carrey does really good in both of them. But in the second movie, he felt like less of an actual, you know, he just felt a lot more goofy.
I'm fine with that, to be honest.
Johnny and I were talking earlier before the podcast started, and like we were talking about like not only Sonic, like because like the Bad Guys also just came out like not even like a month, not even like 2 weeks ago, honestly, and like we were just talking about like how like it's okay to have like a kids movie that's not just like vapid toy selling, like shit like Trolls, we were talking about like a kids movie that we can walk away from, like a kid can walk away from and actually like, you know, feel like, or you know, have something affected other than like
That's
that
cool.
was like I don't know, like can you find like this is the most unbelievable thing I'm about to say, but can you find like the heart that like the Sonic movies have in like more like corporate like studio churned out shit like Sing or Trolls?
Yeah, and the answer is that you can't.
Let me talk my shit, bro. I hate Sing so fucking much, bro. That shit is nothing. That shit is just nothingness, bro. Like, name one thing that like changed. Oh, it's so like. The thing about Sing I don't like the most is like I don't know. It had like it's like I feel like it had like some ounce of potential.
It did. Just ended up being just like a playlist.
Yeah,
that's it. It just felt so freaking heartless. Like it just felt so freaking void, bro. How do you make an animated movie feel void, bro? How do you do that?
The thing is that Illumination is capable of doing stories with characters that you care about, and like
the first Despicable Me movie.
The first Despicable Me movie is genuinely good.
That's a Despicable Me.
That's a good movie. That's just a good movie, and then they
inflated it with like Minions and shit, like Minions branding, and like that's when it becomes like, is this soulful and heartful, or is this just a product that
exactly
like I don't know, maybe like
I think
I really hope that the Sonic movies don't like lose that.
Yeah. I don't want my kids like just like going like I don't want like when I'm older I don't want to like take my kids to like go to like to see like the latest Illumination product that like is just like vapid nothingness.
Another fall off I think that is like perfectly exemplified is with the difference between the first Wreck-It Ralph movie and Ralph Breaks the Internet, because like the difference can be shown within like just a few words, I think. Like in very little, like in the first Wreck-It Ralph movie, it's just an overall well-rounded story about a guy who feels unappreciated, just trying to feel appreciated. And along the way, you know, he finds his friends, he finds his footing as a person, and finds his self-worth, you know, and learns, you know, like people, you know, learn to love him and stuff, you know? It's just a well-rounded movie.
It's a genuine story.
It's a genuine good character study of, you know, of this character while taking place in this fun setting for kids. Because in the arcade, you know, you got all these like recognizable video game characters. Like, you know, just on a surface level, it's like, oh, this is a really good movie about this character. But at the same time, oh my god, look at that. Who's that? Oh my god, Sonic's there, and Eggman is there, and Bowser, and the guy from fucking Altered Beast, and fucking Street Fighter characters and shit, you know? It's like a thing that you know, there's like a surface level to it, and there is a deeper level to it, and they both exist on the same plane, and it's like the recognizable, I can point at this and shit, doesn't take away from the emotional impact of the movie, because it doesn't feel like it was just forced in there. It felt like, okay, there's an arcade. We can put video game characters in here. What can we get?
Yeah.
You know?
Like, I feel like there's like a really big... Oh, sorry.
And it feels more like a genuine setting. It feels like world building that's just really well executed, even without the video game characters that you can point and recognize and be like, oh, it's him.
But with Ralph Breaks the Internet, like in
Ralph Breaks the Internet, they over exaggerate the characters completely. Vanellope kind of just loses her character completely, Ralph feels more like Patrick Star than he does Ralph. And there's like an extended 10-minute scene where they go to a Disney website and it's basically just Disney sucking their own dick for like 10 minutes.
I feel like it's just in the name. Like it's like the difference
It's
between
just
names and like
Ralph
Ralph Breaks the Internet and Wreck-It Ralph. Like Wreck-It Ralph sounds like, I don't know. Like, I mean, to me, Wreck-It Ralph just sounds like a video game, but it's not just a video game. It's a movie, and it's about the video game and all of this. But Ralph Breaks the Internet just sounds like,
okay.
Hey internet popular.
It's like that's
internet?
it. Like
Get this.
it's like
There's a scene with all the Disney princesses and they call out the Disney tropes. Isn't that so unique?
exactly.
Self-aware. No, you're not.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Like
Internet,
the
we're
movie
hip and
feels like
cool.
it feels like whenever they made that movie, right? Whenever they were writing the movie, they first thought of how many fucking references and like
Exactly. It didn't feel like it just popped in. It didn't feel like it was like, okay, we're writing. It didn't feel like in the first movie, for example, when you have all these familiar characters in the arcade, those felt like fun things that like they were not even like they just like they're like, okay, hey, wouldn't it be cool? Wouldn't it be cool if Sonic basically gave this exposition to the audience, well, while being a character in the arcade? And like, I don't know, just be a fun thing. What do you think? Can we legally do that? It's like, yeah, let's call Sega. Let's do that. It'd be
Back
fun.
then, it wasn't even like a
that's
cameo necessarily. It was just like an Easter egg. It was
Yeah,
just like, hey, it's like that guy, and then we just move on.
There's no real
here's the difference.
to it,
Here's the difference, right?
When Breaks the Internet, an entire selling point of the movie was dedicated to the fucking 5-minute scene with the Disney princesses that you can remove from the movie, and the movie mostly remains the same. And it doesn't feel like it was just like a fun thing they could put in there. It feels like they had this idea and they reverse engineered the story as to how they could put that in there.
Exactly. Like, here's the thing, right? The first movie feels like, okay, they came up with the idea of, okay, let's see, what if we wrote a movie about a video game character, like a video game movie villain that doesn't want to be a villain, that wants to be loved. Like some genuine shit. Second movie, right? They're like, yo, the internet's pretty cool. like that just felt like what they started with. And then they built over that, and they're like, oh, yeah, let's throw Ralph into it.
Yeah, exactly. And it just everything else from there felt so like reverse engineered in. And then what's Flanderized? Like, like how like Ned Flanders became like a totally vapid one-dimensional character after a while?
Yeah.
Very familiar with that term. They Flanderized They Flanderized Ralph.
That's pretty much what happens, like, to cartoons over time. It really seems like, they start out as genuine characters. Like, we were just talking about, like, Peter Griffin. Don't forget the rest of the don't forget the rest of the Simpsons, all that shit.
So, I don't know. It's just we just stopped talking
about South Park. Yeah, I don't know.
No, South Park is pretty consistent because it's just the thing about shows that become Flanderized is that they lose like the original writers after a while, and they switch through teams. But South Park has mostly been the same people for the past like 30 years. So that's like something you can give to South Park, even if there's been like some dips in quality. It's all been the same people, and it feels like consistent in terms of how they write things.
Like, it's not like there's not like a significant like, oh, I miss like this era of South Park when it was just like, or rather than it's just like everyone's like warring over like
there's
eras of Family Guy.
There's eras of South Park too. That's just how like long running TV shows are. But South Park it doesn't feel like the characters fundamentally changed.
Yeah.
It feels like they evolved.
It's not like it's not like people don't like say, oh, don't watch this season of South Park, don't watch until this season of South Park, because like then every character just becomes a caricature of themselves. Like that's like
I don't think any characters really felt like caricatures of themselves, because characters in South Park will like sometimes just get to be explored and more more expanded upon. Man, we stopped talking about Sonic like 20 minutes ago.
Well, yeah, but like we've been talking about like animation and movies.
It's like it's kind of in the same ballpark. Overall, we're just talking about how like Sonic doesn't really sacrifice like its characters for anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
the emotional beats are still there and stuff like that. Whereas a lot of these other franchises, they either
They
are
lose
already
themselves
just
over
super.
time.
They're either are already like corporate and like soulless, like the Sing movies and shit like that, or they end up becoming that way. It actually sucks to see that like it happened to Wreck-It Ralph so fucking fast.
In the
like
second movie. The
like
second movie. That's insane to think.
that's why
Like,
Sonic is such a breath of fresh air because like
it feels like
the,
it doesn't feel like it's like, okay, this isn't as good as the first. There was an improvement in quality from the first. There was more that was added. It doesn't feel like they were taking away from it, or it didn't feel like they were losing steam. They added to what made
it
it great.
doesn't
Actually,
feel like
hold on.
super
I
corporate.
do have to say, they did take away one thing for the better, and that was the really jarring product placements. That was like
some of the
my one peeve with Sonic. Like, it's kind of like laughable how weird this like. It's probably my own like. If somebody like asked me like, "What's your flaw with the first Sonic movie?" This is gonna be the first thing I say. There's just like a scene in Sonic 1 where like Tom's wife just like just drops like the bomb. Yeah, these are apartments I found for rent on Zillow. Like that is the full line, and it was just like
something I like.
Product placement.
I like
Okay,
the Olive Garden product placement. That shit is so.
The Olive Garden is fucking hilarious.
Olive Garden, like in the first movie, it kind of feels like awkward product placement, but then after a while, it kind of becomes a running gag, and it continues in the second movie, and I love it. And
like, that's how you do product placement.
No wonder when Rachel's husband is talking to the fucking government guy, it's like, man, I feel really bad. He's like, don't worry about it. We'll just send her a gift card. Like, I like to. No, I saw a Twitter post. It was like that same guy gave Gerald Robotnik a Olive Garden card after executing Maria on the space colony.
Oh my god!
Like Gerald Robotnik's in jail. He's thinking up his plan, and it's like, yeah, we're sorry about Maria, but you know what? When you get out of here,
the first Olive Garden product placement was like when like like it's like they literally just say like the tagline, "When you're there, your family," and then it's just like you're just like it's a little jarring there too.
I don't think that was mandated by Olive Garden. They just put that.
I don't know. They just put it there.
Like what? Ask Olive Garden if they could do that. That's hilarious.
When I first saw it, it's like, what the fuck? Did they literally just do that like blatant of an Olive Garden product placement? And then Olive Garden just like comes up 2 times in the or not even like several more times in the franchise, just as like a really like obscure running joke. So like, but like in Sonic 2, there was like an Apple product placement because like they were using FaceTime and they were on iPhone 13s, but like it's not like James Marsden says, "Sonic, I'll call you back on our new iPhone 13 Pro Max Plus S Extra Ultra." Like they're just like on like you can just tell they're using iPhones, but it's not like I'm going to use my.
There's no attention brought to it.
It doesn't feel like it's an actual ad. It's just like normal.
If anything, it makes it feel more realistic because it's like whenever you see like a fake phone in a movie, it's like what are they doing? That's not real. At least to me, I don't know.
The movie more.
Get real, buddy. That's not a real phone. But no, it's like they're actually using FaceTime. It's like, hey, I do that. I FaceTime my friends. You know.
Hey, I do that.
Hey, dude, Sonic's just like me. I also FaceTime my friends when I'm snowboarding on Siberia with a passed out fox, and I need a quick escape. It's just like me.
The wedding.
That whole scene was fun, by the way.
That whole sequence was great, but Rachel in the Sonic movies is probably my favorite character, other than like Sonic and like the main cast.
Yeah. She's just like
the mountain scene was great too. I love how that shit like emulated like that's another part of the movie that also
something else hilarious about the scene where she goes on rampage is the way she just fucking whips the golf cart like it's fucking Fast and the Furious. That shit was so funny. She's whipping the fucking golf cart, dude. This isn't Fast and the Furious. This is Sonic 2. But she's fucking just eating up that golf cart. Like, fuck
exactly.
One thing that really caught me off guard during that movie was what's his name? Shimar. What the bro?
Who?
What is the king of the light skins doing in this movie,
Okay,
bro?
do you know who Shamar Moore is, Luca?
No.
Luca, do you know the video of the guy saying, "I'm lurking and I'm stalking when you least expect it"?
That's
Don't
him.
That's him. Or the guy who said, he's the person who
I see
coined
you,
the
lady.
phrase, "I'm
I
in a
see you,
silly."
lady. I'm looking.
I see your
and I'm
comments, ladies, and they
stalking.
make me
You least-
smile. I'm lurking and I'm stalking when you least expect it.
And who did he
And
play in the movie?
he played Rachel's husband.
You know
He's a
he
bald
voices
nigga, bro.
Cyborg. He voices Cyborg in the DCAU.
Dude, he's fucking hilarious. He's like, he coined a silly, goofy mood term. That was him. He's the origin point of "I'm in a silly, goofy mood."
My favorite thing associated with him is it's one fucking picture of him where he's all oily and he's like,
The crying picture. Hold on. Oh my god. You can edit this part out of the podcast. I'm gonna send you the Shamar Moore picture. Hold on.
What? Oh my god.
Hold
Yo,
on. This
and he's like
picture's.
all fucking.
Oh, he's on all fours.
He's on
For
all
my
fours and
YouTube
all
listeners,
oily.
I'll edit it right here.
Yeah, hold on. I gotta find the.
I think I have it.
No, I got it.
Hold on, I'm gonna send it.
I'm sending it to him. Don't worry. Luca, I just sent it to you. Look.
He's just in a silly, goofy mood.
He's,
He is.
dude, I'm telling you, he's the king of the light skins.
He's
You know
so
how, okay, you know what Drake,
What the actual
what
fuck
Drake
is
is?
this?
you know what you know where Drake is? Like how he's like where Drake is like peak light skin? He reaches higher. It's insane.
Fucking love Shamar Moore, dude. He's hilarious.
Yeah,
And
this is gonna be the thumbnail for the podcast on Spotify too. So stay tuned.
No, Luca, I'll make it. It's like the one like Sonic movie 2 poster where he's like on top of the plane. I'll Photoshop Sonic's head on top of Shamar Moore.
Yeah, thank you. Can you do that for me, please?
Yes, I will.
Thank you.
Oh my god. What were we talking about?
I have no fucking clue.
Back on topic to Shamar Moore. KG, continue your thought.
Oh yeah, I think I was talking about how like the fucking mountain scene. Like I already saw that shit from the I already knew that shit from the trailer, but like, the when he was just on the snowboard and everything like that, where they were still boarding down, just felt just another part of the movie that just felt a lot like the game. It's like that's the thing I love about it so much. It's like it's the first video game movie to like actually acknowledge like, oh hey, yeah, we're based off of video games. You know
To emulate the feeling of the video game.
You know exactly. You know what I mean? Like for
Something
so long
else.
with games.
Earlier, we were talking about the characterization of Sonic. I also like the characterization of Knuckles because I think like something with Knuckles in recent times is that he's just felt like he's also been Flanderized to a point where he's like, "Oh, guys, Knuckles is stupid." But I think
he became Patrick Star.
No, in this movie, I think what the thing about Knuckles is that the writers realize is that Knuckles isn't stupid; he's just naive.
Yeah,
and I think that's
perfect.
really well done here. I think I really like how Knuckles is portrayed here. He doesn't feel like a one-note idiot. He feels like
a multiple note idiot.
No, he feels like a just a naive echidna trying to make his way in the world, and he doesn't really.
He still has his funny moments, but it's not like super blatantly like, oh look, he's dumb. It's like
he's just a bit naive, and I like that.
Mm-hmm.
It makes him feel more like a realistic character, even though he's just.
I really hope the games take note from this. Actually,
I agree, because a lot of characters have become very Flanderized. Tails has. Shadow is the worst example of it. Shadow.
Oh my god.
Shadow's been in the trenches since like 2008. My poor boy.
Let's get Green Lantern out of there too.
Green Lantern?
Nope, it's just completely off topic. Just everybody fucking hates Green Lantern now.
Just like a character.
Look, all they need to do is make a Kyle Rayner movie, and then there'll be a backup time. That's all they need.
Fair. Like, I don't like. We just gotta stop ruining characters.
Yeah,
You know?
I think there needs to be more.
Moonlight!
There needs to be more consistent writing put into characters instead of like boiling down. I don't know why writers think it's a good idea to just boil characters down to their most basic traits, unless you're trying to do like a character study where it's
Or
like, okay,
parody.
yeah, exactly, and there's nothing there. If, like eventually, there's not going to be anything if you just keep on boiling down a character to their most basic traits and acting like that's all
It's
there
like
is to them.
it just feels like because like it's not like you can't make the characters feel like the way they did before. It's like it just feels like these like writers when they come on, they get the most basic idea of the characters, the most absolute basic idea, and they
And then
build
and
solely
they
off of
don't.
that. They don't get any
Yeah,
of the nuance. They don't get anything else. It's like they only watch one, not even an episode, but like a scene. It's like, dog, do you even watch the show before you got this job? Like, did you just apply for no reason? Do you actually have any love for the characters, or are you just kind of here for the bag? You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
exactly.
what Johnny was talking about Knuckles, like he's not stupid because like that's such like a vapid way to characterize like just a character, and it's so
He's just
like,
naive.
it's like he's like goofily naive, which is like like in
But he's
it can seem
charming.
like
He's
haha he's so
charming.
stupid, but yeah like in the baseball scene, like he gets to second base in the background, like you can see like it's like the shot, like it's like a shot through the hole that he punched in the scoreboard, and like he's like doing backflips over the bases, and he points at second base and he says, "I have conquered the second of the bases." Like
It's so cute.
it's so goofy and endearing, and it's not just like, oh, Knuckles is
I
such an
It's
idiot.
not.
and
It's
like I
not
was
like
talking
yeah.
about the scene that everyone posts is like, they're like, all right, guys, let's go get ice cream. And it's like, "Oh, fix their cherry," and he jumps in the back of the truck, and Sonic gets there, and he's like, "Sonic, they have sprinkles." He's
I
very
melted when I watched that shit, bro. That shit was so fucking cute.
I think like the
That's
nail in
my
the
super favorite.
coffin for that whole like movie was just like it was just like nonstop, just good vibes. It just felt good.
yeah.
But
It's just a very
yeah,
comforting. It's like a very comfy movie.
the ending when Sonic, walks up to Tom and says, "Thanks, Dad," and gives him a hug.
That's so adorable.
It
Ah,
That
it's fun. It's great
oh,
because like in most other movies, I feel like that shit would be like kind of weird. You know what I mean? Like
that'd
I
be
feel
like
like in
corny.
most other movies, it would be like super corny. But like here, it's like because these movies have embraced the goofiness so much, it does not feel out of place at all.
it feels endearing and when, like there are these more quiet emotional moments because besides the the goofiness of it all, taking advantage of the fact that it is um more of a more of a goofy thing. It has this genuine earnestness to it that, and
Mhm.
it doesn't take away uh from the serious. Like it doesn't take away from anything. I don't know. I'm very bad at vocalizing my
No,
thoughts.
I
I'm sorry.
definitely like agree with you,
Just
and I
Sam
think
Raimi did it up, bro.
if I want to like boil down like this whole podcast into like just one sentence, I feel like the way that Sonic embraces the goofiness but also manages to balance the heart and also manage the balance and manage the source material in a a nice like all ages way, where it's not just like vapid marketing for a property. It's just like
It's
it's
something everyone can enjoy.
exactly. It's
I
like
remember. I remember
it's just fun.
not too, not, I don't know, like I don't know, sometime in the past, I watched the first Sonic movie with my mom, and she's not like a like a Sonic person really. That's just not her deal.
Hmm.
Um, but that was a movie that endeared her, and I think that's a movie. She's pretty easily endeared by a lot of kids' movies. I mean, she fucking like Ralph Breaks the Internet,
Mm.
but I think that just it's like there's just a very general appeal to the Sonic movies that makes them charming and endearing, no matter who you're showing them.
And like to me, that's just what makes them, like, in my opinion, just the best video game movies.
Yeah, and just some of the best, probably a kids movie franchise right now.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, I've been talking up and down about like how good The Bad Guys has been, like just for the animated movie market.
Yeah,
Like,
Turning Red was also great.
Like we were talking like before the podcast started, we were talking about how like shit with like Bad Guys and Turning Red and like the Pinocchio movie that's coming out in December. Like, the kids are eating this year.
Kids are alright.
I'm
They're
gonna
getting
kill
good.
myself.
They're getting good content. Meanwhile, we're stuck with Kenobi coming to Disney Plus next week or something.
But it's really hard to be excited for Star Wars anymore.
Yeah.
I hope it's good, but I'm not exactly hopeful.
The kids are having a lot more fun with the media than we are right now.
But it's good that Star Wars lost its general appeal and is now just appeasing to like the pre-existing r/prequel memes fan base.
Yeah.
Because now we can, now the kids can actually go watch good stuff.
Yeah. I think that's on that note, I think that's a pretty good way to end the podcast. The kids are eating. They're getting good media finally.
The kids are eating, and every single thing that is dropped right now makes me want to take a knife and open my throat up.
I think that's a perfect way to end that. Thank you, listeners, for listening to
Kevin Feige. I hope you fucking die.
Thank you, listeners, except for Kevin Feige. We hope you die.
Not Kevin.
Goodbye.
Not Kevin. Shout out Kevin.
Shout out Kevin from Twitter, but not Kevin Feige. Bye.
Shut up, Chris.